All right, this week in the vlog, we're taking it way back. And we're talking about the AMG party at the Roosevelt Hotel, which was way back in late 2023, so over a year ago now. Let's get to it.
This is pretty good, I don't know. Woo! That's pretty good.
Not at this event, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, well, let me just double check. What's up? My name is Evan. I'm a co-founder at Millhouse, and it is March 25th, 2025. My dad's birthday yesterday.
The AMG party was over a year ago now, and we were brought on as Millhouse to be like the sim experts. We wanted to have some sort of activity to do at the party, and we decided like sims would be a great idea. Well, Race Service decided to bring Evan and I on. We were fresh to LA. We had very little to do at the time, so it was great that they brought us on just to genuinely give us something to do, to be perfectly honest. That's what it did for us as a brand. It also got us a free invite to probably the coolest party that year.
Race Service was working on this big campaign with Mercedes to launch their art car, the AMG GT3. And then we also had a bit of like a sound experience room, which was kind of like weird and funky, but I think people kind of liked it. So yeah, they got us involved to help out. It was like all hands on deck during that week. So yeah, we were stoked to be a little part of it.
If I make this, you don't have to come to work tomorrow.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, free day.
We are on the way to the Roosevelt Hotel to do a recce for the AMG project.
It always is one, bro.
You missed that actually just went in. Well, we should do this when there's no basketball flying around every 2 seconds. We're off to the Roosevelt Hotel de Roosevelt for the AMG GT3 launch party project. We've been asked to work on spatial audio after our visit to Apple Music, and we want an experience where it sounds like there's a GT3 car, the GT3 car ripping through the lounge or through the room. So we're on the way to check out what room we're going to work with, and we are in the middle of working with producers to come up with how we actually record that audio. So yeah. Entering the Roosevelt Hotel, it was clear to me that this party was going to be pretty top spec. To then get a hotel of that caliber, to have the 2 penthouses joined together during that week, I knew it was going to be a huge party.
The Roosevelt Hotel was like, I didn't really know, but it's like a legendary location in LA. It was super cool and like made our job easier because when we were setting up the sim, it was like you had tons of different places and tons of different opportunities to kind of have these different moments. For the sound experience room, we had like one of like, it was I think they call it like the conversation pit. It was like a sunken like living room, because as you entered the party, you kind of like went through this room and ended up that people actually like hung out in it, even with race car sounds like ripping through. So yeah, it was pretty sick.
Now in a completely different suite, looking for somewhere to put the sim. Flow of the party was an interesting one because it was branched across 2 different suites in the hotel, which were connected by the roof where the main party was going to be. We were trying to decide like what's going to be a good place to get enough foot traffic, but then also for it not to be in the way. So we were going to put it in the other penthouse, which is where you'll see us building it in the room with James. He's lying on the floor and having all sorts of motions going on. And they have a balcony there, and we clocked the weather was going to be nice, and it's like, let's put it on the balcony so you can sim looking over the Hollywood Hills, downtown LA in one direction, and it's kind of far enough away from the party that it feels like a little bit of a respite.
Hell yeah.
The car's going to look incredible up here.
He wants more speakers. All right, so give us an update.
We're at the Hotel Roosevelt, or Roosevelt, whatever you want to call it, tomato. We just did our scouting.
What do you think? Confident?
I feel more confident now, you know. I got the Millhouse crew here. I got Emma here. Like, we're ready to rock. And if you're not at this event, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, so With any production, things definitely don't go to plans. We were building a simulator for the space for the event, and we had one that was gifted to us by Fanatec for a previous shoot that we did. And essentially we were kind of like building that one out, setting it all up and getting it kind of situated for the space.
So what are we actually doing now? Give an actual explanation.
All right, so I'm trying to cover up this logo because it's an AMG event and it says McLaren on it. This is the best solution we've got.
Does the soap underneath it just dry and then sticks?
Yeah. That's pretty good. I mean, you can see that. Kind of looks like it's made to be like that.
Perfect.
See what James wants for a logo on it, but with James, obviously being James, he wants everything like as high end as possible, custom as possible.
James saw it, was like, it's not cool enough. So he was right. We've now got to source something else that we thought wasn't gonna make it cooler, to be perfectly honest. And we're gonna have to drive pretty far to go pick up anything. And it was very last minute. The party was the next day.
Yeah, before the event, Mickey drove in rush hour traffic, took 4 hours to get to Tustin and back, went to Micro Center, picked up the simulator, and then we ended up staying like up till like 2 a.m. just building it.
However, with hindsight, 2020 vision, it was definitely the best crib to save for it to get a much better sim. James purchased one, picked up this like disassembled sim, had to bring it up the elevator in the Roosevelt, and then Evan and I just sat and built it for what felt like forever, but it was probably only a handful of hours, but it was long. We built it through the night. Quick update, we are on the roof of the Roosevelt Hotel, building a sim rig. How many hours deep are we now?
8?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, the view from up here is sick. Our car's somewhere down there being towed. Party up here tonight. We're actually setting up mostly over there.
Hey, what's up? It's me, James here. Just thanks for tuning in.
Dunlop tires are really bad. Get Michelins.
On a scale of 1 to 5 up.
Fucking fired up.
Right, what we got?
Yeah, committed.
Oakley.
We were able to kind of chill out. We went back home, showered, changed, and then went back to the party for a fun night. You gotta be there like ASAP if that's cool. Oh, I know this thing's fast, dude.
It is fast, that's what I'm saying. We could definitely.
And ended up getting more chaotic during the party. I actually spent most of the night like running like up and down the elevators trying to get people and like VIPs in and stuff. But yeah, it was one of those kind of like crazy parties. I didn't even, there's Anderson .Paak was on it, I didn't even fucking see him. But yeah, it was a super sick event, and like hats off to Race Service and all the effort and like the time that they put into making that happen. And it was super generous of them to let us be a part of that and let us kind of like support, especially as we were starting Millhouse.
AMG Motorsports. This is really a moment in history for Race Service. It's a moment in history for AMG. I am so beyond honored to be here. Brilliant mind, co-founder of Race Service, James Kirkham.
For us, it just meant that I think Race Service took us a little bit more seriously when it came to the sim side, which was good. You know, we were fresh to LA. We didn't have any kind of experience under our belt when it came to activating at events in LA. So to give us kind of like that free reign attempt to set up a sim, see how people reacted to it at such a high caliber party was huge for us, to kind of give us that catharsis and knowledge, like what we're doing fits in with such a cool event, that made us more confident that what we're doing with Millhouse is going to be cool in the future.